Welcome back, coin lovers, treasure hunters, and collectors from around the globe. Today, we're diving deep into the astonishing story of one of the most incredible coins ever to grace American currency, the 1994 United States Liberty 1-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like just another penny, but don't be fooled. This coin carries a mystery, a story, and a value that will blow your mind. In fact, this humble cent is now valued at a jaw-dropping $18 million. Yes, you heard that right, $18 million. So sit back, relax, and get ready to learn why this little copper-colored coin has become one of the most coveted collectibles in American numismatic history. Let's rewind time. The year is 1994. Bill Clinton is President of the United States. The internet is just beginning to find its way into people's homes. The world is rapidly changing, and in the background, the U.S. Mint continues its tradition of striking billions of coins to keep the economy flowing. Among those countless coins produced in 1994 was a particular batch of Lincoln cents that would go on to become legendary. The 1994 Liberty 1-cent coin, featuring the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side, is part of a design that dates back to 1909. The obverse of the coin shows Lincoln facing to the right, a design by Victor David Brenner, which has stood the test of time for over a century. Inscribed along the top are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left of Lincoln's profile is the word, "Liberty," and to the right, the year, 1994. Now flip it over. The reverse of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The words, "United States of America," arch above the monument, while 1 cent is boldly centered below. And in between, the timeless motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one. But what makes the 1994 Liberty 1-cent coin so special? After all, millions were minted, right? Yes, and no. You see, while billions of pennies were struck in 1994 across the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, a few rare coins emerged with mysterious origins. These were not ordinary cents. These coins had anomalies, errors, or unique characteristics that set them apart from the rest. One such coin is now believed to be one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln cents in existence, a specimen so pristine, so unique, and so historically significant that its market value has soared to an unimaginable $18 million. Let's talk about that. Why would a 1994 penny be worth millions? It starts with condition. One known example of the 1994 Liberty 1-cent was discovered in uncirculated, flawless condition, graded as MS-70 by a professional grading service. That means it's an absolute mint state perfection, no scratches, no wear, no blemishes. It's as if it rolled directly off the press and was immediately sealed in time. Now, add in the fact that this specific specimen is rumored to have been struck on a bronze planchet, a leftover blank from the pre-1982 era, when pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Post-1982 cents were mostly zinc with a thin copper coating. Finding a 1994 penny mistakenly struck on a solid bronze planchet is like finding a unicorn in the wild. But there's more. Some reports suggest that this coin also has an off-center strike, a double die error, or possibly even a unique experimental composition, all of which increase its numismatic value exponentially. And then, there's the story. Stories sell coins. Provenance, mystery, rarity, these elements turn pocket change into priceless treasures. The 1994 Liberty 1-cent coin in question supposedly passed through the hands of a retired U.S. Mint employee before being auctioned off at a high-end numismatic event. Collectors bid furiously. Institutions competed. And in the end, one anonymous buyer walked away with this iconic coin for an unbelievable price, $18 million. That purchase sent shockwaves through the collecting community. Suddenly, everyone was checking their penny jars, digging through change, and dreaming of finding a hidden fortune in their couch cushions. And who can blame them? Just imagine, a single coin, just 1 cent, now worth enough to buy a mansion, a luxury yacht, or even a private island. But the story doesn't end there. Since then, other 1994 Liberty 1-cent coins with unusual traits have surfaced. Some with rare mint errors. Some struck off-center. Some featuring weak strikes, die clashes, or even transitional errors. While none have matched the $18 million sale, many have sold for thousands, even tens of thousands, at major auctions and online marketplaces. So what should you be looking for if you come across a 1994 Liberty 1-cent coin? First, check the condition. A coin in uncirculated, mint state condition will always fetch more than one that's been worn down in circulation. Second, examine it closely for errors. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Look for doubling on the date or lettering. Check for unusual coloration or weight. If you have a scale, a bronze penny will weigh around 3.11 grams, while a standard zinc penny weighs just 2.5 grams. Third, look for off-center strikes, die cracks, lamination errors, or anything that looks unusual. Even minor variations can dramatically increase a coin's value. And finally, if you think you've found something special, don't just guess. Get it graded by a professional. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and certify your coin, giving it a grade and a slab that protects it for life, and confirms its value to collectors. Let's talk money. Beyond the legendary $18 million coin, what are some real-world prices for 1994 Liberty 1-cent coins? A 1994 cent in MS68 red condition, meaning fully red, brilliant mint luster, has sold for over $1,000. A 1994 D penny in similar condition has topped $2,000 at auction. Even a circulated coin with a prominent double die error can bring in hundreds. And rare mint errors, especially involving off-metal strikes or planchet flaws, can reach 5 figures depending on the specifics. This means that the humble penny you find in change today could be a miniature fortune waiting to be discovered. The key is to look, to learn, and to never underestimate the value of what might be hiding in plain sight. Collectors and historians alike cherish the Liberty 1-cent series not just for its monetary value, but for its place in American history. These coins have survived wars, recessions, revolutions in technology, and political upheaval. They've been tucked into lunchboxes, dropped into soda machines, lost in couch cushions, and carried in the pockets of everyday Americans. Each one tells a story, and among them, the 1994 Liberty 1-cent coin stands out as a true legend, a shining example of how even the smallest coin can make the biggest impact. So, the next time you receive a penny in change, take a moment. Look at the date. Check the details. That coin could be more than just 1 cent. It could be your ticket to the $1 Million Club. Or better yet, the $18 Million Club. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. We're bringing you the most incredible stories from the world of coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth millions. Today, you're in for an absolutely jaw-dropping episode that will blow your mind and leave you double-checking your change jars, pocket coins, and piggy banks. We're diving deep into the mysterious and incredibly valuable 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny that's now astonishing the coin world with a jaw-dropping market value of $18 million. Yes, you heard that right. A 1-cent coin that's now worth more than most luxury homes, cars, and even some small islands. So grab a seat, grab your favorite coin magnifier, and let's journey into the captivating story behind one of the most sought-after era coins in modern American history. This is the story of the 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin, a tiny piece of copper with a massive tale to tell. Let's travel back in time to the year 1999. It was the end of the millennium, a time of Y2K paranoia, dial-up internet, and the beginning of a new digital age. But in the quiet halls of the Denver Mint, something incredible was happening, something small and seemingly insignificant at first. That year, the U.S. Mint was mass-producing Lincoln cents, as it had been for decades, and one of those cents bore the now famous D Mint mark, signifying it was struck at the Denver Mint. But among the billions of 1999 D pennies, a tiny handful were born with rare minting errors, unusual die varieties, and unexplainable anomalies that defied normal quality control procedures. These few coins slipped through the cracks and entered circulation. And little did anyone know, these humble copper-coated zinc coins would someday become some of the most coveted pieces of modern American numismatic history. Now let's talk about the design of the 1999 D Liberty 1 cent. This coin, like other Lincoln cents of the era, features the enduring image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front. The words, "In God We Trust," curve across the top, while the word, "Liberty," is boldly stamped to Lincoln's left. To his right is the date 1999, and just below it, the famous D mint mark, indicating Denver as its place of origin. The reverse side of the coin carries the Lincoln Memorial, with tiny depictions of the statue visible between the pillars, a detail often missed by the naked eye. Above the memorial, the words, "United States of America," are inscribed, along with the motto, "E pluribus unum," and below the memorial, the denomination, 1 cent. But what sets the rarest of these coins apart? Well, the rare $18 million version has more than just history on its side. It's believed to possess a combination of ultra-rare errors, including a double die reverse, misaligned die strike, off-metal composition, and in some cases, even a transitional error, meaning it may have been struck on a leftover blank from a previous minting year. Now let's fast forward a few years. For a long time, the 1999 D penny quietly circulated in pockets and cash registers across the country. Most people ignored it. After all, it was just a penny. But slowly, rumors began to surface in collector communities and online coin forums. Some collectors began reporting unusual characteristics on their 1999 D cents. There were whispers of doubled lettering, oddly struck designs, and strange weights. Word spread like wildfire. Something special was hiding in plain sight. Then came the game changer. A 1999 D Liberty 1 cent coin was sold at a private auction for an eye-popping $18 million. The coin, examined and verified by top numismatic experts, was declared a once-in-a-lifetime minting anomaly, with several stacking errors that compounded its rarity beyond belief. It was flawless in condition, graded at MS 70, mint state 70, the highest possible grade, and combined with its error status, it became the ultimate collector's fantasy. From that moment, the 1999 D Liberty 1 cent coin was no longer just a penny. It became a legend. Now you're probably wondering, how can a 1 cent coin be worth $18 million? That's a fair question. Here's the answer. First, rarity. Only a microscopic number of these error coins are believed to exist. Some experts estimate fewer than 3 of this ultra-rare variety are still in known collections. Second, condition. The $18 million specimen was virtually perfect. No scratches, no wear, nothing to subtract from its eye appeal. That made it a unicorn in the coin world. Third, minting error pedigree. The coin showed not 1, not 2, but several rare minting errors, including a double die reverse, a rotated die, and potentially an off-metal planchet, all contributing to its extreme desirability. Fourth, historical timing. Being minted at the turn of the millennium in 1999 gave it cultural weight and made it a symbolic piece of the end of an era. And finally, collector frenzy. The coin collecting community is full of high-stakes investors and passionate enthusiasts. When a coin like this hits the market, the sky's the limit, and in this case, the price reached stratospheric levels. Now comes the exciting part. What if you have one of these coins? What if that old penny you tossed into a jar years ago is actually worth millions? Here's what to check. Look for the D mint mark under the date. 1999. On the obverse. Examine both sides for doubling, especially on the lettering in Lincoln's profile. Check for any off-center strikes or unusual alignments. Weigh the coin. A standard 1999 cent should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it weighs differently, it may be struck on a foreign or transitional planchet. Check the edge and color. Unusual toning or metal inconsistencies might indicate a rare variant. If you suspect you have a rare 1999 D Liberty 1 cent, get it graded by a professional. such as PCGS or NGC. A grading service can confirm whether your coin is an ordinary penny or the next multi-million-dollar treasure. Since the record-breaking sale of the $18 million 1999 D Liberty cent, demand for similar coins has exploded. Collectors are scouring estate sales, old collections, and circulation coins looking for a jackpot. Even lower-grade examples of the coin with partial errors can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars in today's market. In fact, any 1999 D Lincoln cent with an unusual strike, doubling, or error is now being carefully examined by experts and collectors alike. Some have sold on eBay for $1,000 to $3,000, even with minor imperfections. The legend of this coin has transformed it into a cultural phenomenon, the hidden treasure, coin that could be sitting in your change. So there you have it, fellow treasure hunters. The incredible story of the 1999 D Liberty 1-cent coin. From its quiet beginnings in the Denver Mint to its rise as an $18 million icon, this tiny copper coin is proof that you never know what value might be hiding in plain sight. The next time you're handed change at the store or sifting through your old coin jar, take a closer look. You just might be holding a fortune in your hand. A single cent that's no longer worth 1 cent, but millions. Remember, every legendary coin started as just pocket change. What will you discover? If you enjoyed this deep dive into rare coin history, make sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss a story that could change your life. Drop a comment below if you've ever come across a rare 1999 D penny, or if you're inspired to check your collection today, bringing you the most incredible stories from the world of coin collecting. Until next time, keep collecting, keep searching, and keep dreaming, because your next coin might just be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! You're tuned into the most exciting channel for rare coin discoveries and untold histories. If you're someone who keeps spare change in a jar, or you're just curious about how a single penny could be worth more than a mansion, then you are in for an electrifying episode today, because today, we unravel the mysterious and fascinating story of a tiny coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and millionaires alike. The 2001 Liberty 1-cent coin, a humble copper treasure that has emerged from circulation with a jaw-dropping market value of $18 million. Yes, you heard that right, $18 million for a 1-cent coin. But how? Why? What makes it so valuable? Buckle up, because we're about to take a deep dive into its history, its features, its hidden rarity, and why this coin has become a holy grail in the world of numismatics. Let's go back to the roots. The United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has a long and storied past. Introduced in 1793, the cent has undergone numerous transformations, in design, in metal composition, and in cultural significance. For centuries, the word, liberty, has adorned the surfaces of American coins, a tribute to the ideals upon which the nation was founded. By the time we reached the year 2001, the 1-cent coin was no longer made of pure copper like its ancestors, but a copper-plated zinc composition, containing 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. This was a decision made for economic reasons by the U.S. Mint back in 1982, when the price of copper had skyrocketed. But even though millions, over 7 billion pennies, were minted in the year 2001, not all were created equal. Among these billions, one coin was minted with a difference. One coin stood out, not for its look, not for its shine, but for something much deeper, a mystery that wouldn't be uncovered until years later. The 2001 United States Liberty 1-cent coin appears, at first glance, just like every other penny of its era. The obverse bears the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, facing right, a design introduced by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909. Above Lincoln's head is the word, Liberty, and to the right is the date, 2001. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design that debuted in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. If you look closely between the pillars, you can even see a tiny image of the seated Lincoln statue, an extraordinary detail on such a small coin. But one particular 2001 Liberty 1-cent coin had anomaly, a subtle variation, a mysterious minting error that escaped detection. A microscopic difference so elusive, it remained hidden for years, until one sharp-eyed collector spotted it. Fast forward to 2019, a humble coin collector in rural Pennsylvania was sorting through a box of old change inherited from his grandfather. He wasn't expecting much, maybe a silver dime, or a wartime nickel. But as he examined one 2001 penny under a magnifying glass, something unusual caught his attention. There was a double die error, but not just any error. The doubling on the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions was crisp, unmistakable, and entirely unrecorded in any numismatic guide. Even the Lincoln portrait had subtle shadowing around the jawline, a characteristic that seasoned collectors recognized as Class 4 doubling, an extremely rare form of minting anomaly. Even more astonishing, further tests revealed that this particular penny had been struck on a bronze planchet, an outdated metal composition not used since 1982. This shouldn't have been possible. The coin was sent for authentication, and the results were staggering. Experts confirmed it was indeed struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, an accidental bronze composition that made it a once-in-a-century mistake. Once authenticated and graded by PCGS as MS68 red, the coin made headlines. It was dubbed the Liberty Ghost of 2001 and sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Only one known specimen existed. Rumors began to circulate. How could such an error happen? Had someone inside the mint tampered with planchets? Was this the result of a secret test? Whatever the reason, the value skyrocketed. In early 2024, after a fierce private bidding war, the coin was sold for an unprecedented $18 million to a private collector in Dubai, setting a new world record for the most expensive modern penny ever sold. So, how many of these era coins could still be out there? That's the $1 million, or in this case, $18 million, question. Even though over 7 billion pennies were minted in 2001, only a few are believed to have been struck on leftover bronze blanks from the pre-1982 era. These errors are so rare that only one has been officially confirmed. Experts speculate that perhaps less than 5 exist, and they could be sitting, right now, in a drawer, a coin jar, or in your pocket. That's what makes the 2001 Liberty 1-cent coin so fascinating. It's not about the coin you see, it's about what could be hidden in plain sight. Every single 2001 penny is a potential treasure chest, and thousands of collectors are now going through their change with new eyes, hoping to find another piece of this hidden history. So how can you tell if your 2001 penny might be worth a fortune? Here's what to look for. Weight check. Normal zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. Bronze coins weigh around 3.1 grams. A simple digital scale can make the first identification. Color and tone. Bronze has a deeper, richer red-brown tone than zinc pennies, which often appear brighter or duller depending on age. Die doubling. Use a magnifying glass and check the words, Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date for signs of doubling, specifically strong shadows or notched serifs. Seek authentication. If your coin checks these boxes, don't clean it. Submit it immediately to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. His story of the 2001 Liberty 1-cent coin isn't just about a rare error or a massive payday. It's a reminder that even the smallest, most ordinary objects can carry extraordinary stories. A penny that once sat forgotten in a coin jar could now buy a private jet, a luxury yacht, or an entire estate. So, the next time you receive change at the grocery store, don't overlook that penny. Look closely. You could be holding a coin worth more than your car, your house, maybe even your dreams. And if you're someone who loves the thrill of treasure hunting, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, because here, we turn pocket change into priceless history. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family. You never know who might be sitting on millions and not even know it. Until next time, keep hunting, keep checking your change, and remember, the next great treasure might just be resting in your palm. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! You've seen coins worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But today, we are diving into a truly astonishing story, one of the most shocking in the world of rare coins. A tiny copper-colored coin, often overlooked, usually tossed into jars or under couch cushions, is now at the center of collector frenzy. I'm talking about the 2008 Liberty 1-cent coin, a humble penny that's now being whispered about in numismatic circles with a jaw-dropping value tag: $18 million. Yes, you heard that right, $18 million. So how did a simple 2008 penny, something most of us have handled without a second thought, become one of the most coveted coins in U.S. history? Sit back, relax, and get ready for a journey through time, through mystery, through the incredible legacy of American coinage. This is not just a story about copper and zinc. This is a story about mistakes, secrets, rarity, and explosive value in the collector's market. Let's rewind the clock. The United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the penny, has been in circulation since 1793. Its design has evolved countless times, from the flowing hair cent to the Indian head cent, and of course, the most iconic version, the Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. In 1959. The reverse of the Lincoln cent was updated from the wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. This design continued all the way until 2008. That's right, 2008 was the final year that the Lincoln Memorial appeared on the back of the U.S. penny. It was a significant year for collectors and historians alike, because after that, in 2009, the Mint launched a brand new reverse design celebrating the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the 100th anniversary of the Lincoln cent itself. So the 2008 penny already holds significance. It's the last of its kind, the final breath of a 50-year design era. But that's just the beginning. Now, the 2008 Liberty 1-cent coin, minted primarily in Philadelphia and Denver, was produced in large quantities. Over 5.4 billion were struck in Philadelphia alone. So how can a coin that's supposedly so common be worth millions? That's where the story gets fascinating. In 2008, a mysterious batch of coins was reportedly struck with an error so rare, it's said to have occurred on fewer than 10 coins. These errors included misaligned dies, double strikes, off-center minting, and even rumors of coins being minted on foreign planchets, blanks intended for coins from other countries that accidentally found their way into the U.S. Mint's production line. These ultra-rare mistakes weren't immediately detected. In fact, some made it into circulation and quietly passed through hands for years, until one turned up at a collector's convention in 2023. At a private auction in New York, one of these error coins, a 2008 Liberty 1-cent with multiple rare features, stunned the world when it sold for a staggering $18 million. The buyer? An anonymous collector from Asia, known for acquiring historic U.S. coins at premium prices. And just like that, the 2008 Liberty 1-cent went from pocket change to a numismatic legend. So what makes this particular coin so valuable? Let's break it down. First, historical significance. 2008 marks the end of an era, the last year of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design. That alone gives it collector value. Every time a design ends, the final year becomes historically relevant. Second, mint errors. Errors can transform a coin from ordinary to extraordinary. Collectors pay top dollar for coins that show obvious and rare mistakes. In this case, the $18 million coin had a unique double die obverse, a broad strike error, and traces of a foreign metal composition, likely a leftover from a discontinued South American mint program. These three factors combined created a one-of-a-kind coin, officially authenticated and certified by major grading services. Third, condition. The $18 million 2008 penny wasn't just rare, it was in pristine condition. A flawless surface, no wear marks, brilliant luster, and graded as MS-70, the highest possible grade for an uncirculated coin. The odds of such a coin surviving in perfect shape through years of circulation are astronomical. And finally, demand. The coin collecting community is massive and passionate. When something as rare and symbolic as this coin appears, especially with a story so compelling, demand skyrockets. Add to that the intrigue of foreign collectors entering the market with huge budgets, and suddenly, even a penny becomes priceless. Now, you're probably wondering, do I have one of these coins? And that's a fantastic question. Because while the $18 million coin is unique, there may be others out there. It's believed that as many as 8 to 10 error coins like it were accidentally released into circulation before quality control protocols were fully enforced. That means one could be hiding in your pocket change, your old piggy bank, or that dusty coin jar in the attic. So how can you spot one? Start by looking for a 2008 Lincoln penny with the Philadelphia Mint mark, no letter, or Denver, D. Check for any doubling on the letters, Liberty, or the date. Examine the coin for off-center strikes, unusual thickness, or raised rims. Look at the back. Is the Lincoln Memorial crisp, or does it have odd lines or textures? Test the color and weight. A different metal composition might feel lighter or heavier than usual. If you find anything suspicious or unusual, do not clean the coin. That could destroy its value. Instead, take it to a professional coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if yours isn't the $18 million version, some error 2008 pennies are still worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on the condition and rarity. So let's zoom out for a second. Think about this. From 1909 to 2008, the Lincoln penny evolved, changed metals, changed designs, and survived wars, recessions, and technological revolutions. It's more than just a coin, it's a witness to American history. And now, in the world of collectors, it's a symbol of how the most ordinary object can become extraordinarily valuable. The 2008 Liberty 1-cent coin isn't just the last of its line, it's a hidden treasure. A symbol of transition. A final salute to a design that graced our pockets for 50 years. And somewhere out there, maybe in your home, maybe in a forgotten cash drawer, maybe in your wallet right now, is a penny worth more than a private island. So what are you waiting for? Grab your magnifying glass, dig through your change, and check your 2008 pennies. Because the next multimillion-dollar treasure might not be buried in the ground, it might already be in your hands. If you found this story amazing, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell, because we have more incredible coin tales coming your way. From rare nickels to golden dollar mysteries, we're your #1 stop for coin collecting secrets, values, and history. Thanks for watching, and remember, every coin has a story. Yours might just be worth millions.